Warning: the following podcast has been rated listener R due to strong language, violent situations, drug references, sexual innuendos, and who knows what else. Listener discretion is advised. With that being said, hang on, sugar tits, because we're about to get wobbled.
What is going on, guys? Clayton Wobble Elliott back with another episode of the Let's Get Wobbled podcast. We are back in the kitchen again today, trying to find some time to record a podcast. So you guys are coming along for the ride while we make chicken fajitas for dinner tonight. Low calorie fajitas. We have the Mission Carb wraps, which make them low carb. We're going to do chicken. I'm going to pound them out flat, get a good sear on them. Peppers, onions. I'm going to chop up some lettuce, tomato, cheese, light sour cream, and do a low calorie fajita night while I'm on the podcast with you guys, trying to make this all work. So I told you guys that I was going to talk about the dentist shit, and that was supposed to be in the last podcast that you heard, but we're going to be out of order here. I'm recording this podcast. That's going to be episode 5, and her and I have not recorded 4 yet. So you'll hear her and I do episode 4 because of the wedding and everything going on. So I'll have episode 5 that will then cover up what I told you guys I was previously going to talk about. So the dentist situation and everything will come later. But first I want to talk about getting the mower stuck. So I've talked in previous episodes about how I'm not really the greatest when it comes to dealing with the mower. I've had bad bouts with it. And like right now, by the time I'm recording this, like is just now starting to break where the weather's getting warmer and people were starting to mow their yards. And Kristen and I were talking, like we were seeing everybody mow their yards, but it was still kind of really early. And the yard here was still kind of swampy. And I told her, like, I would like to get the yard done because the yard looks like shit. The yard's overgrown, but I also know that the grass is kind of wet and soppy. So, like, it's going to be hard to do. But getting a first cut done and out of the way would also be nice, just so that way we can kind of keep it under control. I think it was when she was sick. So I think that's what it was. I was at the house. I wasn't working or anything. But I said, I'm going to go outside and mow the yard real quick. So I walked around the yard, picked up the sticks and everything that had fallen out of the trees, and kind of mapped out where I wanted to mow in our yard. So for those who don't know, I have about 1.5 acres of yard, and my yard does get pretty sloppy when it rains. My yard does hold water fairly well. So I knew that I wouldn't be able to get it perfect, but I just wanted to get it knocked down. So I kind of knew where I needed to be, where I didn't need to be, where I was going to let it go, and where I was going to hit. I'm getting everything mapped out. I help on the mower, and I feel like anybody kind of does the same thing when they mow. Maybe I'm a little different. So when I mow, I like to get a border around the entire yard first. So that's what I was doing. And in the process of making the border, I got over too far into the wet stuff, and I was trying to get my mower out. And while trying to get it out, making it better, I ended up making it worse, and I buried my lawnmower in the yard. Like, buried it. And when I say, like, I should have given up 20 minutes ago, I was like, I still think I can get it out. And I kept trying, and it just kept making it worse. So I get off the mower, and I'm trying to pull it, and I'm trying to maneuver it around, and I'm trying to get everything the way that I want it. And I can't, it's just not working out for me. It's not helping. So then I'm like, well, fuck it. I will take the truck and I will get it into some of the drier spot on the yard. I'll hook the chain up to the truck, to the mower, and I'll pull the mower out. So I'm driving the truck, getting it into a position where I want it, where I think is dry, get out of the truck and go to hook the chain up to the mower and realize that my truck is basically in the same nasty, swampy shit that the mower is stuck in. When I proceed to get into the truck to move the truck is now stuck. So now it's a Sunday. That's exactly what it was, because I had work the next day. So the truck is stuck. I can't get it out. the mower is stuck, can't get it out. And I'm like, well, I can't let it dry and then get it out because I have to go to work in the morning. I'm going to need the truck to get fucking to work. Like, I'm going to have to figure something out. So I hopped in the truck and I just fucking floored it, gave her everything she had. Probably should have been a little easier on the old girl, but I did wind up getting it out, got it rocked out, took it back, parked it, and I was like, yep, okay, not taking the truck anymore. That's toast. So I went back over to the mower, proceeded to get on it, wiggle it forward, backward, then get off of it, try to move it, get back on it, forward, backward. After like 4 attempts of that, I finally got it unstuck. And now there is one massive set of ruts in my yard from the mower because I buried the mower. And then there was a decent set of ruts in the yard from my truck. So I was like, yep, I'm going to go ahead and cut my losses now because there's no way that I'm going to get this yard mowed. But I had to get the mud off the mower. I didn't want to let it sit and let the mud get all hard on the mower and cake up because I knew it was just going to be a harder problem later on. So I proceed to take the truck onto the concrete pad that we have out front and pressure washed it off and then started pressure washing the lawnmower. Then I come back inside and Kristen's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking covered in mud. But other than that, she's like, well, what happened? So I explained the whole thing to her. She's like, I thought the neighbors were over revving their engines on their trucks. And she said, I couldn't believe that they would be doing that. And it was getting dark. And she said, I was wondering if you were going to get the yard cut. I'm like, no, I didn't fucking get the yard mowed. I ended up burying both the truck and the mower. It wasn't a good time. And then instead of fucking actually mowing, I spent more time cleaning up than I did mowing. So, but since then, I did get some dry days where the yard did dry up. It's still a little squishy in the yard, but I did get it mowed. There are some spots that I just couldn't get mowed. My thing now is I have to weed eat, and I am not a fan of weed eating because I've got like a bank that runs parallel to the road on my property, and it's kind of steep. It's not too bad, but I just have a lot of weed eating to do that I can't get with the mower. And I learned that you shouldn't try to mow and cut yourself time on weed eating because then you'll roll the mower over on yourself and do more damage to the mower than what's needed necessary. So I don't do that anymore. So now I just have to suck it up and do the weed eating. And normally I weed eat like once every 2 weeks. But because it was the first time cutting the grass, the weeds are really tall. So this upcoming weekend, I'm probably going to have to weed eat. I will mow and then weed eat, depending on how the weather is over the weekend. So try to get out and get it done. But so that was the whole thing with the mower. It was a fucking pain in the ass. So now on to the troubles that I've had with my dentist. I have never been the greatest person, like kept up with the dentist and going to a dentist. I don't know why. I was never big as a kid going to a dentist. I didn't like dentists really, but just hadn't really gone. So over the last, like, I guess I would say 2 years, like I've had some difficulty with my wisdom teeth, and I finally got those pulled and everything taken care of that way. So with the wedding coming up, which is now past, and I have a beautiful wife now, which is hard to even wrap my head around that it's going to be this close. But by the time you guys hear this, we will be married and starting a new chapter in our lives that I can't wait to continue to walk with her. I'm glad that I'm saying this now because I'm ready for it to be over. Not that it's a bad thing, but like anybody that's been through a wedding or planned one, there's so much that goes into it, and there's so much shit that we have to do, and I'm just ready for it to be done and over with. But I want to experience it, I want to live it and go through it, but also like just kind of get it out of the way kind of thing. But I wanted to get my teeth cleaned because I knew we were going to be taking pictures and wanted to get my teeth cleaned, taken care of, whatever. So I go to my dentist. Mind you, my dentist that I deal with, that I've found that I've liked because they work with my work schedule for the most part, they're only open 3 days a week. So getting in is kind of difficult. But if you're able to get in, they normally take pretty good care of you, and I can go with only taking a couple hours off of work instead of taking an entire day. So I call, I tell them I need a cleaning. They say, okay, we'll schedule you, come on in. I go in, they look, they're like, hey, listen, you've got some cavities that we need to fill first, which is understandable. I haven't been to a dentist in quite a long time. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. We'll do the cavity fillings. Well, then she said that we needed to do a deep cleaning because it had been so long since I had a cleaning before. And to do a deep cleaning, they have to get a pre-authorization from your insurance first, which is fine. I don't really care. I just wanted it done. So I was like, yep, sure, whatever you got to do, just do it. So they go to do the pre-authorization. They take a couple x-rays. Then they tell me, okay, we're going to schedule you for your cavity fillings, and then we'll go from there. So they schedule me for my cavity fillings. Kristen and I know the day was coming up. We talked about it, told her, hey, listen, I'm going to leave work early, go get these cavity fillings done. I'll be home late. You're in charge of dinner this night, which it was a Thursday, which would have been my Friday. So I leave work early. I'm on the motorcycle because it was nice outside. The day was great. Go down, mind you, it's been forever since I've had work done on my teeth. So I know what a cavity is. They fill the hole in your tooth, really. So I go, they're like, hey, listen, the pre-authorization did not go through on your insurance. We're going to have to take more x-rays. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Whatever you have to take. They took a shitload of pictures of the inside of my mouth and all this shit. I'm getting ahead of myself in the story, but first they numbed me for my cavities. They said they needed to numb me first before they do the cavity fillings. And I said, okay, that's fine. So they numbed me on the bottom right, bottom left, and top right of my mouth. In the three corners, they give me the shot and they numb me up. So, of course, the dentist, he's like, okay, we're going to let you sit for a little bit, let that get nice and numb, and then we'll come back and we'll start working on your cavities. I said, okay. Meanwhile, the two dental assistants come and they're like, hey, okay, we're going to start taking pictures. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, my mouth is feeling really numb. I can't really feel my tongue a whole lot. I know it's in there, but like, my whole mouth was numb except for that one corner that they weren't working on. And he even doubled me up on one spot in the bottom left. So like, it was a lot. So I'm just doing my thing. I'm letting them take the pictures of my mouth, the x-rays. They're having me do all different kinds of pictures with my mouth, different angles, whatever. So we go through that whole process. Then they're like, okay, we're going to get started. We'll go ahead and do the cavities. Didn't have any issues getting the cavities done. They were super simple. He started on the one, and after he started, he had to stop because one of the receptionists out front was having an issue with the computer or whatever. He's like, here, just bite down on this gauze real quick for me. He said, I will be right back. It shouldn't take very long. So I'm biting on this gauze, and I'm feeling like it's been 5-10 minutes. And mind you, like I said, I haven't been to the dentist in a while, but I'm like, hey, buddy, we should probably get this process going because I don't know how long this shit's going to last, how long this numbing shit is. And I don't want to be sitting here and you drilling on my teeth and me be feeling it a whole lot. But I'm like, it just is what it is. I'm holding on to this gauze that I'm not 100% sure that I have a hold of in my mouth because my mouth is so fucking numb. But I'm sitting there hoping this gauze is being held in my mouth. Well, the nurse assistant is finally like, hey, I'm going to go check on them, make sure everything's okay tech-wise. She said, if you need anything, just give me a holler. And I'm like, I can't holler for fucking anybody. My mouth is super numb. I can't talk. I don't know where my tongue is in my mouth. It's just in there. I'm also holding onto a piece of gauze that they told me to hold on to. Like, I can't fucking feel anything. I'm like, well, if I really did need anything, I'm probably going to fucking choke on my tongue or fucking, I don't know. Like, I knew it was going to be difficult if I did need anything, but thank God they didn't take super long. So they come back, filled my other cavities. They say, okay, here's your next scheduled appointment. You're going to come in for your cleaning, hopefully then. As long as your insurance takes that deep cleaning, we'll go ahead and do half of your deep cleaning then. I'm like, okay, fine, great. I leave, get outside, get back on the bike, fire it up, heading back to the house. Takes interstate to get to dentist office. I could take the long way, but after that whole procedure, I was like, my mouth is numb. I'm tired. I want to go home. So this is the first glimpse of myself that I had gotten since leaving the dentist office was in the mirror of my motorcycle. And when I tell you my face was puffy and swollen, it felt like I'm like, man, this looks bad just from sitting here on the bike. So then I tried to swallow my spit because while you're getting work done at the dentist office, they have the suction shit where they can suction your spit out. Well, I didn't have that. So I went to spit and could not spit because I didn't have the muscles in my face to be able to spit. So I just opened my mouth and let the spit fucking fall out, basically. And I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be fun. So I get on the bike, riding back down the interstate. Long story short, I look at myself while I'm on the interstate because I'm kind of just singing, having a good little time. My mouth is numb, but it is what it is. I catch a glimpse of my face in the mirror. And when I tell you I look like a bulldog whose cheeks were blowed out in the wind, that's exactly what my mouth looked like. And I couldn't feel it to tell that it was doing that. And I'm like, I'm passing people. People are passing me. I've made eye contact with these people. And I'm like, I bet you I look fucking retarded here. So I take my fingers and I mush my lips back together and I kind of tuck them back in. Mind you, I can't feel anything. I'm just hoping that I'm holding on. Once again, I've got saliva building up, but I can't spit because I can't feel my mouth. I'm like, this just sucks. So I finally make it home, get back to the house, walk in the door. Kristen's like, hey, hon, how was everything? And I'm like, I can't talk. Like, she has a video of it, or she took one, and she didn't save it. And I really wish she did because I just sounded so defeated. I couldn't feel my face. So I didn't know. Like, it was just hard to talk even. Well, for that night, we didn't realize I was going to be that numb for doing cavity fillings. She had made pork chops, potatoes that she had kind of smashed flat and put garlic and cheese on, and then honey carrots she had made. So I make a plate. Mind you, I'm starving. I don't think I had lunch that day. I was super hungry when I got home. I sit down with a plate of food. I've cut it up into little tiny bites. And the first thing I try is I put a little sliced carrot in my mouth. And when I tell you that I put it in and I immediately lost track of it, I did not know where it was in my mouth. I couldn't even feel it. I'm like, man, this is going to suck. I already know. I'm not going to be able to eat. This is miserable. And I'm starving. So I would keep the carrot in the one portion of my mouth that wasn't numb and bite down on it on the portion that was numb. So I'm trying to fight it. I'm trying to get everything chewed up. I eat like 4 little tiny bites of carrot. And I'm like, I'm having to take a paper towel and wipe the inside of my mouth clean because there's bits of carrot that I'm losing track of in my mouth. And I was getting frustrated, and it wasn't Kristen's fault because we hadn't planned a good dinner for that night. So I was like, it just is what it is. I'm going to have to deal with it. So we were watching TV. Kristen's like, what's wrong? Are you not hungry? And me trying my best to explain, like, I'm fucking starving, but I can't eat because I can't feel the food in my mouth is just wild. So I set dinner back on the counter and I sat for like an hour and a half or so. Then I was just getting so hungry and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to try it again. So I heated it up and tried it again. And it was slowly getting better. The numbness was wearing off, but it was still, it was bad. Like I was having trouble. I was biting my tongue, biting my cheek, which they said that I would if I wasn't careful. And I'm like, I'm trying to be as careful as I fucking can, but I feel like a fucking 2-year-old. I can't even chew my own food. Like, what the fuck's going on? So then I had to set my dinner back over, and I tried again in a couple hours, and finally the numbness had wore off enough where I could eat. And when I ate. I overate, actually. I probably shouldn't have, but I was just so fucking hungry, and I was finally able to feel my face, and the feeling started to come back in my nose and my upper lip and shit. Like, if you've ever had dentist work and they shoot you full of that fucking shit and your nose goes numb, you're like, damn, they fucking got me good. So all that plays out. After that, they told me, they're like, hey, because there's so much numbing going on in there, we've shaped the fillings the best to our ability. You're going to have to feel around whenever everything is good and let us know if everything's sitting right. That day, I had finally gotten feeling back. And I'm like, with my tongue, I'm kind of feeling around my mouth. And the cavity that they filled on the bottom left side of my mouth, it felt like the filling was setting too high. So my teeth didn't sit perfectly on each other like they used to, which my teeth never sit perfect because I have awkward teeth. But just, it's different than what you're used to. And I was like, man, this is crazy. I'm gonna have to deal with this for 2 fucking weeks. And I could not help it. I kept fucking with it, kept fucking with it. It would not stop bothering me. And it was all just that one night, but I was like, this is gonna be miserable. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do here. But it turned out that I slowly got used to it. And then I'm trying to think, it's been about like 3 weeks or so since the cavity filling that I had my first cleaning done. They call me at work. I'm supposed to miss. It was a Monday. I took a Tuesday off so that way I could have the cavities or I could have the cleaning done. So they call me Monday morning. Hey, listen, your insurance is still denied. They have not approved the cleaning yet. We're going to go ahead and do a soft cleaning, like a regular cleaning. But if your insurance then approves a deep cleaning, we're going to go ahead and do that. But we're just going to go ahead and do the regular cleaning now. And I was like, at least it's something. I need something done because at that point I was like 3 weeks out from the wedding and I'm like, I'm running out of time here. Like I really need to get something done, so I had kind of expected more of, hey, listen, I'm going to be numb the fuck up. So like for dinner, we're going to have to do something super soft. No, nothing harsh, nothing crazy like that. So we had planned to do unstuffed peppers that night. And I was like, okay, that's perfect. That's going to be soft enough. And plus, I was taking the day off, so I would be able to cook it. So I would kind of know where I was feeling wise and what I could do. So it wasn't a big deal. Once again, took the bike in. I was like, it's okay if my face looks a little funny when I leave. It'll be the middle of the day. People will still be at work. I won't look like a complete jackass to everybody that I pass on the interstate this time. So I go in and I'm fully expected to be numbed up. I walk in, my dentist. This is just a dental assistant. She's the one I'm assuming doing the cleaning. It wasn't my actual dentist that did the cavities. She's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, blah blah blah. She's like, I'm not gonna numb you though. And I'm like, well, you told me that you were gonna need to numb me because I had deeper pockets in my mouth or whatever that they needed to work on, and she wasn't feeling like hurting me. I was like, I came prepared this time to get numb. Like the last time you guys didn't ask, you just fucking did it, and I wasn't necessarily prepared. This time I am prepared. Like fucking numb me up if that's what we have to do. She's like, nah, I think you'll be okay. So the whole time I'm sitting in the chair, like, man, she's not gonna numb me up, and I mean, I don't mind a little bit of pain. My pain tolerance is okay. I can handle shit. But at the same time, I don't want to sit in this dentist chair and feel every time she's fucking around with my shit. I'm like, this is why I don't like going to dentists because I don't really know what to expect. So she's like, okay, I'm going to start with a water pick. She goes, this is be pretty simple, easy. She goes, you tell me if you start feeling anything and we'll start numbing you up if we have to. But she said, like I said, I think you're going to be okay. She said, if not, like we even have some, I want to say they called it topical shit, or I don't know what the fuck it was. It almost felt like Orajel, basically, like the dentist version of it, though. Like it comes in the bubblegum pink color, and that's kind of what it tastes like for a minute, and then all of a sudden your mouth goes numb for just a shorter period of time. Then anyway, she starts using the water pick around my mouth, and I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. I can tolerate this. It doesn't hurt. It kind of feels a little uncomfortable, but I can fucking handle this. It's not bad. So she goes through all of it. She's kind of explaining to me what she's doing, blah, 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 whatever. And going through her whole process. And I'm just kind of sitting there. And I don't know what it is about dentists, too. Like, they have the bright ass light over your head. So you can't look at it. Because if you do, you're going to go blind. That shit's so fucking bright. I don't know why it's got to be that bright. But it is. But anyway. So I can't look into the light. And I also feel like it's weird to look into the dentist's eyes because then you're making like weird eye contact. Now I know they're looking into your mouth and I know they probably don't care, but I'm like, I've got to look at something. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to look at. Luckily they had 80s tunes playing in the background. So I was cool there. I had music to listen to and I just picked a spot on the ceiling that I'm staring at. So she's going away with the water pick, doing her thing, moving around, whatever. Then she starts scraping out like the sides of my teeth, whatever. So we get to the part where she's done like with the right side of my mouth and she's going to start working in like the middle or front area of my mouth. And I told Kristen this. I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to be weird. I said, I'm just trying to point out facts. But when I went, I was like, Not that I get nervous about dentists, but I'm like, I still didn't really know what to expect. So I'm there. She's by herself. She moves over top of my head and is kind of looking down over my head into my mouth or whatever. She goes, okay, I'm going to start on the middle of your mouth here. She said, if you feel any kind of pain or anything again, just let me know. We'll take care of it. Everything will be good. But she's like, I think we're doing pretty good. We're just going to keep right on going. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And y'all, she leaned over top of me, and I hope she doesn't listen to this. I doubt she ever fucking will. And I'm not going to say where I dentist at. If I haven't already, I will cut it out. But I'm sitting there, I have my spot on the ceiling that I'm looking at, trying not to look at her. And when she leans over me, her boobs suffocated my fucking eyeballs. Like there wasn't any way that I could not look because they were on top of me. And I'm like, man, this is kind of awkward. Like, am I supposed to fucking say something? Am I supposed to not? And she kept going and I didn't stop her. I felt like I was like, do I need to stop her? Do I just sit and fucking like go with it? I don't know. Is it weird that I'm enjoying this? No, but like it was really awkward and I didn't know what the fuck. I was like, should I say something? Should I not say something? But I was like, well, maybe she won't be long. Maybe it'll be over quick. Fuck, I don't know. But anyway, she worked on the front of my mouth, got it all done. Back to the other side, did all it. Didn't have to numb me up the whole time. I was like, okay, cool, that's awesome. Like I appreciate not having to numb me up. If we can do it without it, that's cool too. I said I was just a little bit more prepared, and I told her the whole dinner story, and she kind of laughed. She's like, yeah, we're not going to numb you if we don't have to. She's like, I don't like to numb patients up if I don't have to, just because it does take so long. And I told her, I was like, yeah, that was what I was afraid of. Like I know how long that shit fucking lasts and how long it takes to fucking wear off. So I came prepared knowing that dinner was going to have to be a soft dinner tonight. But anyway, we got that whole situation done, taken care of. Got the cleaning done. And for some reason they said they could only do like half of my cleaning. So they rescheduled me for like 2 days before the wedding to come in and get the other half of my cleaning done if my insurance approves it. If they don't approve it, then they're going to see me back in like 6 months to do the other cleaning. So it wasn't horrible, I guess, but I seem like I have horrible fucking, not horrible experiences, but just awkward experiences with doctors in general. Like having my genitalia touched by 2 different female doctors at the same time wasn't weird enough. Now I've got my dentist smothering her boobs in my face. Like, what am I supposed to say about that? But whatever, it is what it is. I'm just different with doctors, I guess. Like, but I make it work and I get my shit fixed because that's what a human is supposed to do, is take care of themselves, right? So just trying to do the right thing here. But well, I'm getting dinner going. The chicken is done and seasoned. I cut it all up and put taco seasoning in it. I did peppers, onions, corn in another pan, diced up some tomatoes, some lettuce. She should be getting home pretty soon. I tried it. That's the hardest thing too for dinners. I know I've bounced fucking everywhere on this episode. Just hang tight with me. It's hard to kind of time when she's going to be home. It just depends on what clients she sees, what days. And that's one thing, like, I don't mind that we share locations on each other's phone. I have nothing to hide. I don't care if she knows where I'm at. So I kind of try to look on her location to kind of see where she is on the interstate or when she leaves work. So that way I know where I'm at dinner. But it's 6:30. She had clients that she had to see late today, and I knew that. So even then, dinner's basically done. Everything is pretty simple to come together now. So I'm going to go ahead and eat, I think, because I'm hungry. Then I'm going to try to find something on Netflix or YouTube to watch in the meantime. Sit over by the air conditioner because it's hot. Hang out with the boys for a little bit. Another thing I wanted to mention, and I know, like I said, I've been everywhere on this podcast, but this just dawned on me that this was something that I wanted to add to an episode. A friend of mine told me he really appreciated it when I tell people that I'm thankful for something at the end of an episode. So that's kind of like my tie together. He appreciates when I tell people, hey, listen, I know all this shit has happened, but at the end of the day, I'm thankful for this, where I have some sort of tie back to an episode. And it's funny that he said that because this kind of struck home with me when I was thinking about it. I spend way too much time on TikTok, and I know that. I know that it's probably unhealthy for the amount of time that I spend on TikTok. I think other people probably have the same issues too. just because I know how society is. Like everybody wants that short form content to make them laugh or to fill their void in the day. But while I was scrolling on TikTok here at the house, it was one evening. We were done eating dinner, was just kind of watching TV. I saw a video, and I will have to look up exactly what it said, but it said something like, um, it was a video and it had a song kind of playing in the background. It was kind of a picture, really, with a song played over top of it. Um, but I saw the TikTok and it read, "Bro to bro, I'm praying that you win battles that you don't speak about." And the caption reads Galatians 6:2, which says, "Carry each other's burden, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ." And I saw that and I'm like, man, I know that there are sometimes I struggle with things that I don't talk about just simply because, um, not that I feel less of a man when you talk about it, but it's just like I don't want to bother people with things that are going through my head because I'm in my head all the fucking time about shit. And we talked about it in the last episode with, um, trying to take what other people say and not so much lean on it and listen to it so much, even though you care about other people's opinions. Like I do, I care about other people's opinions of what I do and what I am too much. But I try not to listen to that and I try to do my own thing, but it is what it is. Anyhow, I sent that to like a couple handfuls of people that I'm really close with because I want people to know, like, hey, listen, if you are struggling with something, I'm praying for you. Even if you don't talk about it, I'm praying for you. I sent that to, like I said, I'm just going to say a rounded number. I threw it out to about 10 people or so. Um, I didn't think anything about it. I woke up the next morning on a weekend, went through my normal daily thing, doing breakfast, whatever, sit down to relax in the morning. I opened TikTok and 4 messages were in my inbox and they all said the same thing from different people who really, I mean, they know of each other, but this obviously isn't something that was planned. It was just something that they had said. But 4 messages all responded back to me in the same kind of way, but basically said, "You have no idea what that message meant to me," which meant they're struggling with something that not everybody knows about. And all it was just a message that I sent to people. And I reached out and I was like, yeah, if there's anything you want to talk about, I'm here for you. I understand that you're not talking about it. And even though I don't know why, I am praying for you. I hope that that battle gets won through you. And no matter what, like everybody knows, I hope that everybody knows that I'm always in their corner. I'm always on their side. I'm not the kind of person that will tell you that you and I are dudes in front of you and then turn around and put a knife in your back. That's not the kind of person I am. You're going to know that if I like you in the first few moments that we talk, and if I don't like you, if something's happened to where I'm like, hey, listen, I'm just going to distance myself from you, you know that about me. It's not a fucking guessing game. But it was just crazy that 4 people all responded in the same way to me, that they truly needed that and they truly are going through something that they don't talk about, and they're appreciative that I'm praying for them. And I put in my notes here that even if you're not religious, isn't it crazy, as from a religion standpoint, isn't it crazy how God uses you in certain ways that you don't even know how, like why you're put in those positions, but God is using you in a specific way to help others or to push others towards a goal or to get or for them to see God through you. And if you're not a believer, isn't it crazy how the universe just works like that? How you're put in positions and it feels like you're in a specific place at the right time or say the right words to the right person at the perfect time. To me, that's not coincidence. And I truly do lean on my faith. I may not be as big into it as I used to be. I may not be as big as it, into it as other people are. But I truly believe that I was put here on this earth to do great things. What those things are, I still may not understand, but I was born a twin. My mom lost a twin. I feel like I was gifted at birth to even get a chance to walk this life. And I try to make it every step of the day, knowing that it could be my last step. So I live the best. I've been doing wobbled topics on Wednesday, wobble topics, whatever. And I just throw some things out like simple questions. So if you follow me on Facebook and you've seen these, I've posted them like twice so far. Um, But the first one I posted was something super simple. And I was asking people what their favorite quotes were. Like in a movie or anything like that, what are some of your favorite quotes? And some of them were really good. Some of my guys from the motorcycle clubs were hilarious. Like older guys saying, like, "A man only has two things in this world: your dick and your word. You better keep both of them." I fully believe that. I mean, you really should. You probably shouldn't get rid of either of those things. Um, Neff hit me up with something simple, like similar to the same thing that I tied the episode in with. Like, live every moment like it's your last. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Memories is all that we have. So if you're going to make a memory, make the most of it. I fully believe that. Um, I love it. I respect it. I try to live it, and I just do the best that I can. This wobbled topic, which people haven't really had a whole bunch of time to reply because I just posted it today. But what is like your concert or your car song that you can nail every time when you sing it and you belt it out as loud as you can, but you know that you kill it every time? Um, to me, I've got a couple of them. Like I grew up listening to Akon because my dad introduced me to it. So there's a couple Akon songs that I feel like I could nail. I also, if you catch me on my motorcycle in town or playing loud music, I'm listening to anything and everything. My playlist has like 980 songs of just jumbled fucking music. But I feel like the funnest times for me is either 80s music that I can sing every fucking word to or fucking white chick music. And that's feels like that's the only reason you should listen to that music is white chick music and you're going on a road trip with like six other chicks. But for some reason I know every fucking word to them and I love singing them. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap up this podcast. I'm going to go ahead and grab a bite to eat. Thank you guys for spending your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever with me. I hope you guys enjoyed a cold beverage while listening to this podcast, whether that be water, whether that be alcohol, whichever you're choosing. If you did smoke a cigar during this podcast, just know you got bonus points by me. I'm going to eat this dinner, smoke me a cigar, have me a cold drink, and just live my best life. That's all I'm ever going to be able to do. And I hope you guys do the same. And until next time, stay fucking wobbled.